Alright guys, today we're back to do another Infinity Game Table video. Today we're talking about 4 new releases that are dropping today. For those of you guys who have your Infinity Game Table, it's now available on BestBuy.com. So if you guys want to take a look at this table, I've done a lot of gameplay on this table. I've done reviews on it. So there's two versions, the 32 and the 24, which I've done videos on comparing. But you can now purchase this at BestBuy.com, so hurry and get your orders if you guys are interested. But today we're talking about 4 new releases that are dropping today. And one of them being right in front of me, Hungry Hippos. And you guys are probably wondering, those of you guys who subscribe to my channel, didn't we see this game a couple of months ago? We did, but as soon as I unfortunately released that video, Hungry Hippos had an unfortunate delay where they had to go back to the drawing board a little bit and fix a couple of things. So it delayed it, but now we have it here today. And I'm happy that they delayed it and they did some more work to it, because as somebody who's beta testing these games and stuff with them, this is a much better version, a lot more animation going on, a lot more game modes that you can play, and a lot more work was put into this final version here than how it was a couple months ago. So really, really happy with how Hungry Hippos turned out to be. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that one. We also have Guess Who, which is one of my childhood favorite games. So that's really good on this table, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. And we're also going to take a look at 2 original games made by the Infinity dev team, which is a racing game and also a memory matching game, which is a lot more fun than I ever thought it would be. Let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright, so here's the first game here that we're looking at today. So this is Hungry Hippos. So you can see on the main menu that there is 4 different options in the game. So there's beginner game, advanced game, bonus game, and special game. So for example, if I hit the beginner game here, one of the new features that they added since the last time we talked about this that, improved the game a lot now that it's fully launched, is this auto launch button. So if you guys remember in Hungry Hippos, you can play this game 1 player as well if you want to, or 2 players, or 3 or 4. But if you tap the auto launch button, that means the balls will come out for you. So you guys know in Hungry Hippos, sometimes you have to hit the button to actually make the balls come out. Well, now with the auto launch feature, the balls will just come out. You can just concentrate on having fun here real quick. So you can see the animations have changed in this game now. They added some more animations to the hippos so they feel more alive. They added a nice little scenic background. And you can see the balls are coming out on their own. So you can see that the animations that are coming out from the other hippos, besides this one, because I put this as player 2, so this player is actually playing, but these 2 are just animated, so it just makes the game feel more alive. So it's not CPU players that are actually playing. As you can see here, they're not actually able to grab anything, but they just make the game feel more alive as if you're playing, which I think was really cool, because that wasn't there before. So it's not just, the hippos aren't just standing there doing nothing, but at least they're animated and feel like they're part of the game, even though they're not actually, obviously can't win because there's no CPU AI in this game. Doesn't really make much sense for a game like this anyway. So you can see here, you're obviously trying to grab these, player 1 and player 2 over here. You can see it tells you the scores there. So it was actually tied 5-5. You can see the balls came out individually. So 5 and 5 points each. So that would be the basic game. So there's also advanced game here. So when we go into the advanced game here, you can of course, here you have to select at least 2 players, as you can see there, as opposed to the beginner game. But this game is really simple. So instead of the auto launch feature where the balls auto launch for you and stuff, in this one you actually control when you can actually launch the balls. So you can see here, I can either do this 1 at a time, or I can do them all. Any way you want to do it. So that's what makes this a little bit more advanced. You control when you want the balls to actually launch. Same exact mentality though, the points are scored the same way. It's whoever has, the most balls. So you can see here now, we're throwing these out here. You can throw them out in any way, shape, or form as fast as you want. And then it's still whoever has the most points is going to be determined the winner. So you can see there that the blue hippo definitely won that one as a score of 8-2, as you can see there. So that would be the advanced game. The bonus game, what it does is there's actually a orange or a gold ball in the game, and it's whoever grabs that one first. So basically you come into here and you can launch these balls here, and that gold one that you're seeing spinning around, as soon as someone eats that, it's game over. So right there, all the other balls are still on the table, but since the orange one was eaten first, you'll automatically win. So that's a quick way of playing the game, a different way of playing with that bonus game. The special game is really cool. Let me show you the actual rules of the game on how to play, because there's a little bit going on in that one. So when you come here into the special game, it says you can release the marbles at any time, as we talked about before. You can still collect the most points, but the marbles actually do different things. So the golden ball is now worth 5 points. The blue balls actually freeze other balls for a short time. The heavy balls aren't easily knocked around and they move around the board a little bit differently. The green balls are teleporting all over the place around the board. And these silver balls can't be frozen at all. So there's a little bit more going on. All the balls have their own special attributes in this one. Same thing, we're going to go ahead and select those 2 players here. And again, you can throw these balls any way you want. And you can see all these balls are doing very different things. You can see this blue ball here that we're trying to catch there. Oh, we got a bunch of gold balls, so those are all worth 5 points. That's a lot of points on the table here. There's one. And there's another one. So you can see the variety of the gameplay with this advanced mode here. 13 points to 9, based on the fact that some of them have different values of points and they freeze and they teleport around. So those are some really cool additions to the game, Hungry Hippos. Even though it's a simple game that we all know from our childhood, they did a good job of adding some variety with all these 4 different modes, and it plays really well on here for Hungry Hippos. The next one we're going to talk about here is the Infinity Raceway Grand Prix. So this is a game that's specifically made by the Infinity Game Table guys, so this is an original game basically, and this is one of those mini games that, you know, even though it's not a full board game, it's still fun to play on this table because of the nature of the fact of how big the screen is, and you can play with 4 players. So you can see at the bottom, you could select 1, 2, 3, or 4. Just for the sake of showing you, I'm just going to select 2. You can actually add bots in this one, so we're going to go ahead and select bots. And you can see that there is a variety of different maps. You can either do the classic mode, or you could do a knockout where the person behind is actually knocked out. Or you could do classic. So we're just going to go ahead and stick to classic here and choose whichever one. So we're going to go ahead and select this one here. And then basically you can see your little card here. I am the red one. I am terrible at driving this around. But basically you just drive around the track. And I'm doing a terrible job. Because I'm terrible at driving this thing. But you guys get the idea on this one. You're basically driving this around the lot. I'm about to get double lapped by the computer. That's going to be great. But you're basically driving around the map. Doing a little better now. Hey, we're doing a little bit better. Driving around the map. And I just hit a wall. But you guys get the idea. You go around the map, you're doing 3 laps, and it's whoever races first. Of course, everyone has a little one over here that you can go. And then, obviously, whoever the winner is, this one being orange, is the first person across the finish line. Simple game, but still fun to play with 4 players. Everyone getting their own corner and getting to use their little track there to go around the tracks. Good variety since there's different maps and actually 2 different modes, the knockout and the classic, where the knockout knocks out the person in last place and everyone else keeps racing until there's 1 person left, which is really cool. And the fact that there's actually bots in the game in this one is really cool, so you can actually play this game 1 player if you want to and have fun with that one. The next one on this list here is, of course, Guess Who. And Guess Who is really cool because it actually has online play, as you guys can see by the Connect option here. So you can play this one online with your friends, other people who have the Infinity Game Table, which is fantastic. And this game is obviously here. You move to your side, so everyone's going to be using their own side. So you're playing this landscape mode. So red player versus blue player. And then you can see here how the game actually looks. So we're all familiar with Guess Who. You're trying to figure out who everybody has. So for the sake of showing you guys how this game works, this would be the part of the game where you actually tell the other person probably to turn around or do this to your side of the board so they can't see what character you're actually selecting here. Something like this, where nobody can see what you're doing, and you just go ahead and select your character that you're actually going to choose. Say you choose that one, then you do that, and say this person, you know, had this and chose this person here, for example. And hit that as a check mark. Now, everyone has their time to guess, and basically what you have here is you can look at this anytime you want to remind yourself on who your character is. Of course, when you hold the card like that, you want to hide this so your opponent doesn't see it, so you just put your hand in front of it or something while you're looking at it, and you do kind of that fashion. Same thing over here. You kind of hide it, and then you hold the card down to actually see it. So, easy way to do that. And then, of course, as Guess Who would entail you to do, when it's somebody's turn, you would be the person guessing, so red player's turn, so it would tell you that it's red player's turn. So I would ask the blue player, hey, is your character wearing glasses, for example? And in this case, I believe they're not wearing glasses, so he would answer you back and say, no, he's not wearing glasses. So you would come here. So this is supposed to help you and gear towards, you know, actually showing you and helping you and asking questions if you don't know what to ask. So for example, here I selected the glasses one, so I can go ahead and hit the check mark, and it says, does your character have glasses? And it asks you, do you want to ask that person that? So you would ask. So it says, does your person have glasses on the other side there? They can take a look at their character if they need to, and they would say, no, he does not have glasses. So then it comes back and it tells you over here on red, the answer is no. Tap the check mark to pass your turn. So you would basically come over here. If he doesn't have glasses, then you can go ahead and close all of the ones on the board that obviously characters have glasses. So that eliminates a couple of these because they all have glasses. So you know it's not those characters. So you can go ahead and proceed and go to the next player's turn. And then it would be their turn. They would do the exact same thing here. So they would go ahead and select one of these, for example. Let's say that this one was color of eyes, and let's say that I said is the color blue. So you can go ahead and hit ask from over there. It would come over here. Does your character have blue eyes? I can go ahead and check if I forgot. He does have blue eyes, so the answer is yes. So the other person now has a chance to cross out anybody who doesn't have blue eyes. So you can see this person has brown, red, brown. So all of these characters are now gone. So we're getting that. That was a really good clue to ask there, because there's a lot of characters being eliminated here. So you can see here, all of those characters got eliminated, and then you're done. And then it would go to the next player's turn, and you're obviously going back and forth. You're trying to figure out these clues, asking the best clues that you can. And then when you're ready to actually guess, and you think you know who the person is, you come over here and hit guess. I forgot who that character was. So it's David here. So we can go ahead, and if we actually knew that the person was David, we would go ahead and find David. There he is there. We go ahead and select David. We hit question. It pops up. And revealed, blue player was David, and you guessed correctly, and that is how the game would work, and you would actually win by guessing that. So, really cool implementation on how they actually did Guess Who. I'm happy that they have online multiplayer as well in this game, so you can play with other players. I think they did a good job with Guess Who on how it actually works, how the board is split, how it's not just asking questions. They could have just done the simple thing of just putting the board in front of you and let you make up your own questions. But they actually put in some effort here, and they actually gave you those little situations there where you can actually select and ask those questions. So in case you need help, like asking the color hair and the eyes and stuff, it's all labeled there for you, and it kind of just makes it easy to go back and forth and guess those questions, which is really cool. So Guess Who is the third game coming out. The next game coming out on here is this memory matching game. And this game actually surprised me out of all 4 games as I've been playing this, because they put a lot of work into this memory matching game, and it's actually a lot more fun than I thought it would be. Because we all know memory matching is simple, but you can actually play 1, 2, 3, or 4 players in this game. So if, for example, we were to hit 4 players here, not only can you play 4 players in this memory matching game, which I would have assumed it was only 2, but it's cool that it's actually 4. They actually went through and they even added different themes here. So it's not just one theme. There's animals, there's dinosaurs, there's fairies, there's fish, there's Halloween, Christmas, monsters, robots. And when you actually select these, not only do they have all those multiple categories, but then they went ahead and actually made it with different levels in this game as well. So there's an easy level, medium, hard, or super hard. So if we hit medium here, and each one keeps track of its actual score, as you guys saw, each one has like a score that you actually got on that one. And then, of course, you come over here and you start flipping around ones to actually take a look at. And then it tells you player 2 goes. And then you're basically just trying to match. Trying to match these characters. You're going back and forth. But there's a lot more variety in this one than I thought there would be. And the fact that you can actually play this with 4 players means that I'll be playing this more often than I would have before. For a game that I didn't know about. I know that one's appeared somewhere and I already forgot where it was. You can tell that trying to play this while you're also filming is not working out very well. I'm doing pretty bad. But yeah, you go back and forth, as you guys can see here. This giraffe appeared somewhere. I don't even know. Not doing well in this memory game, but you guys get the idea. There's the first one that I found. Matching here is actually really cool. I like how they added 4 players. I like that there's variety. And I like how there's variety in the categories and variety in the actual levels that you're actually playing. So this one was done really, really well, and this is a fun addition to this table. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video with me today on the Infinity Game Table. I'm hearing, these are fantastic games, of course. These 4 games that I just showed you did a good job with these. And I'm hearing that we may not have to wait too much longer to get even more games. So make sure you subscribe to this channel so you guys can find out immediately when those videos go live. If you guys are interested in videos like this, I'll be doing more Infinity Game Table reviews on the games as soon as they come out. And like I said, I'm hearing that they're not going to be too far off, so we'll have some more videos to do. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss any of those videos. So if you guys have any questions about what you guys saw in today's video, guys, as always, leave those questions down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.